What's up? Theory and theology. Alright. Doing some Uber delivering. Stopped at the pier. I want to talk a little bit about Ramadan, a little bit about Islam. Those are topics I don't really touch on, but just a little update for what I'm up to this morning. Started doing deliveries. My first order was not too far from the pier. There's a little traffic over here, a little, construction going down, and I needed the restroom, so I dropped in at the pier. Didn't really pay parking. It's like $2 parking. Just the original bathrooms that I know that are in the parking lot are closed, so I had to go find other bathrooms. And my phone doesn't get reception down here really, so I'm not gonna get orders at the moment, and I'm recording through my app's audio recording app, my phone's audio recording app, so I'll have to upload later. My phone's been having some weird problems with the charging a little bit. I don't know if it needs a new battery, or if if it needs like a new, if the connections, the components aren't working properly, or I don't know. I just updated my phone this morning and I thought maybe that'll solve the issue. I really don't know. Sometimes when there's little issues going on, I just noticed the last couple of days I've had to restart my phone when I wanted to use it. I still have no network. That's weird. I'm up on Pacific Coast near Pacific Coast Highway, and I still have no network. But anyways, this audio recording app works. Oh, signal found now, finally. This audio recording app works regardless. So, I'm just bopping around town, trying to get some orders. Once I get where I'm going, let me just cash this out real quick. Only got $5 for the first order. It's actually a waste of money to cash out just $5 because I lose like 85 cents. So I'm only cashing out. It's $5.07. I get $4.22. But whatever. It's just if I get another order that comes through, you can't cash out while you're in the middle of driving. So I figure I might as well just get the couple bucks on me. I don't know, just the little things you learn while you're doing these deliveries and such. I'm driving over kind of to like Torrance Crossroads area, but I'm gonna drive from the pier through Torrance Boulevard all the way over to Crenshaw, then down Crenshaw to Torrance Crossroads. But yeah, so I started watching this guy's YouTube videos. I think his name is, I'll put the video in the description that I was watching. Oh man, I'm gonna butcher his name. I think his name's like Ola Fox or something like that. Olyad, something like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look again. His name's something like that, Fox. And then he's British. 7 months ago, he was about to turn 19, so he's probably 19 right now. If it was accurate what he was posting. So he's kind of a younger generation, Caucasian guy with, I don't know if his mom's Irish. I kind of think he mentioned his mom's Irish. His dad is, I don't know. But he's British, basically, and his family is, I think he's lived in different countries. He speaks Arabic. To me, he sounds fluent, but he's got a British accent. He's Muslim. His parents converted before he was born from Christianity. I don't know if his mom was Christian, but the first video I came across was him speaking about his mom. And his mom is British. And he's speaking to his mom. And, or I don't know how to even explain what I'm trying to say, guys. He's talking to his mother. And, he's talking to his father. I'm really tired, guys. I woke up at like 2:40 a.m. and stayed up till probably like 6 something. So please forgive me. I want to record. I wrote some notes of what I want to record, but because I'm driving, it's a little complicated. I want to talk. Let me just put in order what I want to talk about. I want to talk about his videos, some things that he kind of mentioned that kind of sparked an interest in a project for me. Because I haven't really done any Islam-related projects, at least not anytime recently that I've even recorded. Most of them have been related to like Christianity and Judaism, and I feel like, this is the holiday season for a lot of those religions. We got Easter coming up this Sunday as I'm recording on this date now. We've been in the season of Ramadan for a while, which I saw on the calendar. And then I totally forgot all about it until I was watching this guy's videos. I think today I just randomly looked up Ramadan or something, and his videos popped up. So it's kind of interesting seeing like a white guy who's young and practicing. He has friends that practice. He goes to university in England, UK, or wherever. I don't know exactly where he's at, but he's a student, college student, university student. I don't know, there's different terminology for like whichever country you're in, but it sparked my interest, just because I was like, okay. So it looks like Passover is Monday, April 12th through Tuesday, April 30th, and Ramadan is, I can't read it while I'm driving, the light just changed, sorry. I wanted to talk about his videos and then my experiences kind of with Muslims in general. They've all been good experiences from my personal experiences. And I've talked about it a little bit recently, like when I went to some kind of events. But just kind of the impression it left on me and everything. But yeah, so watching his videos, I love conversion videos of any kind of, even if people are converting to like atheism, I like to hear people's conversion stories. Like, to me, they're very important because it's like firsthand, storytelling, cultural storytelling. Okay, so Ramadan evening, Sunday, March 10 to Tuesday, April 9th. So Ramadan's going on for a while. My understanding of Ramadan, and I might be a little misinformed, not fully educated on it. I know like the basics, I think, and even my basic explanation might not suffice, but let me just do the best I can to describe what I know. During the days of Ramadan, people don't eat during the sun up hours. So the meals that people eat, so they're fasting. It's basically those dates, all those dates that I mentioned for Ramadan. With all those dates, there's fasting. So people fast every day for all that time, all daytime. So right now, for example, I'm driving. It's 11:52 a.m. on a Wednesday. I'm driving the lunch rush for Uber Eats around the South Bay area of Southern California in Los Angeles, and it's bright, it's sunny, it's probably mid 60 degrees. I just popped over to the pier, got like a 30-second little video clip. My normal day isn't even a normal day, but I ate breakfast this morning around 8 a.m. I didn't have my coffee before that. I actually had my coffee around 9:30 p.m. Or sorry, did I say p.m.? I'm sorry, guys. I meant a.m. 8 a.m. and then 9:30 a.m. I have my coffee. I usually do it the opposite direction, but today I was like, I need my energy later, and I thought I might nap before, like after breakfast. I thought I was gonna nap before 9:30. I was like, let me rest a little bit longer. So I was watching this guy's videos and some other content about like religious content. And I guess what maybe got me interested is because I was watching these, a couple of these Son of Hamas videos. One was an interview by a lady who I don't really know. I didn't really catch her name. She's blonde. And then there's another interview with this guy. Like his dad, this guy's dad was a leader of Hamas, one of the bigger leaders of Hamas, and he left that culture, and I think he was in the government in Israel and in the government of Palestine, and he was raised in the strict, I don't even know if you call it Muslim culture, the strict extremist culture. And I was listening to him, I think I listened to the whole episode on Living L'Chaim, and I listened to maybe half of the episode with the blonde lady doing the interview. But because I follow Living L'Chaim more, I follow that podcast more often, I was like, let me just listen to the people that I'm used to hearing talk. And it was like a virtual interview. They weren't in the same room, but the blonde lady in that other interview with Son of Hamas, she was talking to him in person in the same room. I don't know the guy. I mean, he just seemed, I like to hear what he had to say, because I'm like, okay, this is like insider information, you know, and maybe, you know, there's a chance, maybe he's planted, maybe he's not real, but I you know, there's a certain point where it's like, I feel like you got to believe something, you know what I mean? It's like, I can be skeptical about all this kind of stuff, but then it's like, I see that there's a reason that maybe it's not fully 100% real, but then also it's like, nevertheless, it's still valuable information. In my opinion, there's value to hearing him talk. He speaks fluent English with an accent, and I was like, okay, I want to hear what he has to say. So, you know, Islam has kind of been on my mind a little bit this week, just because of you know, kind of bouncing into this, like, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and kind of like, you know, I've been avoiding it most of this time. You know, I think I recorded an episode a lot earlier about my views on war and stuff, and I was kind of just like, I don't really even want to like get into that kind of stuff. But now, since we're quite a bit past the October 7th date, and there's been a lot going on, and I'm not saying it's not important, just to me, I don't want to fill my head with it, if that makes sense. I'm really sensitive to that kind of stuff, so I don't want to fill my head with it. I'd rather just focus from different angles. And so yeah, after watching the content with this guy, and then kind of having Islam on my mind, and then just being like, oh yeah, Ramadan, because I was thinking about Easter, and I was thinking about Passover, and then I was like, oh yeah, Ramadan. And so it all kind of just like came full circle this morning when I was like up, and I was like, I don't want to watch any more like travel vlog videos that I was watching. I want something with more like depth to it. And, you know, you all know I like watching religious cultural content, and so this guy's videos were the first that popped up. So when I saw his videos, I was like, okay, this is appealing, because it's like, you know, a Westerner, you know, that was raised Muslim by parents who converted, but he's like first generation Muslim. His parents converted in the 90s, I believe, and he's 19 now. So that's kind of his general timeline. And listening to his dad talk about how he converted, I believe one of the bigger pieces was the whole question of, you know, the conundrum that comes up with Christianity for a lot of Christians, where it's like the Bible says the first commandment, you know, and the 10 commandments, you know, thou shalt have no other gods before me, and not to worship any other gods, and have no other idols, and that there's one God, you know, and then here's people saying Jesus is God. I kind of liked his explanation he kind of mentioned something in a way, the father mentioned something in a way that I've been trying to maybe articulate, that I finally heard somebody say it in words, where I was like, that, I kind of resonate with that when I'm looking at things from this, like, is Jesus God kind of perspective. So when I'm studying that kind of concept, I really hesitate to like post this kind of stuff because it sounds so like doubtful or whatever. I have, like I mentioned, I have my own beliefs, but I think, you know, if people like content where you're challenging yourself, this is the kind of content that I tend to post. I'm not telling people what to believe. I'm just putting information out there, right? So I can record plenty of videos about, or plenty of pods about Jesus being God according to the Bible, and I can record plenty of episodes about, you know, why people don't believe that. This is explaining a little bit, without too much detail, why people don't believe in that. Mostly because it contradicts the commandments, and because, so the way he articulated it was, you know, it seems like modern day Christianity is more so a Roman religion, and Jesus was not practicing this Roman version of Christianity. He was practicing a version of Judaism. Now, I believe in Islam, if I'm not mistaken, in Islam people believe that Jesus is that Jesus was an early Muslim. Like, Islam didn't come around to like the 500s or 600s or so, but I believe that that's possibly what Muslims believe. I might be wrong on that, but I've heard it more than once. I've maybe come to that conclusion from things I've heard people saying more than once, that people believe that Jesus wasn't practicing straight up Judaism as it was in that region, and he wasn't practicing what Christians practice today. He was practicing something in between and teaching something in between that. And the Prophet Muhammad, when he came and got his message from Allah, that, you know, the Muslims, it's God according to the Muslims, the word for God. And when Allah came to Muhammad, or the angel Gabriel, or whoever it was, the message that Muhammad got was, you know, to help the people turn back to this way, and like continuing the message of Jesus, and turning away from, I don't think they say it so directly, turning away from the Roman belief system that kind of infiltrated, because Paul, there is some skepticism about Paul and kind of his, like, I talked about it a little bit, I believe yesterday, when I was talking about discrepancies. I don't even know if I posted it. Did I post it? But when I was talking about discrepancies, I think I posted about Paul, how people have these beliefs, these discrepancies. And Paul wasn't really living during the time of Jesus. And when you kind of try to compare the Gospels of, you know, people who were there while Jesus was living, and then compare a lot of those other writings that Paul wrote, it doesn't seem, it's kind of like a different thing to some extent. I mean, not 100% different, but I can see how people say it's kind of a different thing. So I'm accepting an order now. I don't even know where I'm going. Sorry guys, I'm trying to like drive and take an order. Turn here. I don't even know where I'm going. But yeah, Paul's kind of like it's a whole different story. But anyways, what I was trying to say and got super distracted, and I'm gonna get distracted, guys. I'm doing too many things. I'm driving and I'm talking and I'm trying to like think and King's Hawaiian Bakery, all right. So this person, you know, when people are describing Ramadan, that's what I was trying to talk about. It's basically fasting on those days, that you would, that is that time frame for Ramadan. So people are fasting. That is such a cool car. Oh man, somebody lowered a minivan and it's got those wheels that kind of stick out at the angle. That is a sweet ride. I want to go back and take a picture. Shoot, I'm gonna have to take a picture. Dang, man, I'm gonna have to come back literally to try to take a picture of that stupid car. Oh man, I'm a nerd. But yeah, so basically people fast. And then they break the fast at the night and in the early morning before the sun comes up. So they're only eating when it's dark, or when it's technically like, it's not like dark, kind of like in Judaism, how, you know, there's if you follow sundown, sunset times and things like that, when it's technically considered sunset, it's still a little bit light out, you know what I mean? So it's like the time frame, it's like, I don't know if it has to be completely dark, because I believe they break the fast and then, you know, they can eat during the nighttime hours. I don't know if there's like a limit, but it seems like you can just eat any of the time when it's night, and then otherwise when it's day, you just kind of do people can sleep, or they just go about their day. And so, you know, it's kind of fascinating to me. And I've witnessed someone practicing Ramadan before. I've witnessed it closely when I had a very close friend that practiced in elementary until, junior high into high school, early high school. And then when I was in college, I had some friends that practiced, and late in high school, had some friends, like classmates and people in Mesa, the Math, Engineering, and Science, I think it was association or something like that. A lot of them practiced, but like we kind of just casually hung out. I didn't really get to know them too good, because a lot of them were guys and culturally they didn't hang out with women. I don't know if it was because of the religion or because of they were from some other kind of like, some of them were Indian, some of them were from like Middle Eastern cultures, and just, you know, culturally, like we all hung out as like a group of like mixed genders of people, but, you know, I wasn't like calling them on the phone or like talking to them like privately and like hanging out and making plans. It was always like groups, and then like whatever I witnessed within the groups, that's kind of how we were hanging out. So if that's probably the best way I can explain that. I can explain what was going on there. So yeah, I was having those experiences. I've only had secondhand experiences, and then I came across this project that I might want to do, because, and it might just be today that I'm feeling this way, and I'm probably not gonna do. It's not for a religious reason, and I'm probably not gonna. I don't want to like doubt myself. I'm probably not gonna do it to. Can I turn here? I'm probably not gonna. Oh, I think I'm in the wrong spot. I'm probably not gonna do it too strictly. But I do want to try to read the Quran. But because he mentioned it's only 600 pages, and that during Ramadan there are people that, you know, it's a culture that people read the Quran. It's a tradition that some people read through the whole Quran during that fasting period, and I was like, that would be cool to kind of like try. And I'm already doubting myself on it. I feel like, I'm on like low energy, kind of sleepy mindset, making like weird decisions, but I wake up at these strange hours, like everybody knows, and I sometimes take it as like, maybe people told me this before, and it's kind of something I've come to a conclusion about just personally on my own too, that, I can afford that energy and that time to be up, at these odd hours and just take advantage of it. And so sometimes, I'm just screwing around watching like random like YouTube, whatever the heck, comedy, whatever the heck I'm watching. And then other times I actually get ideas that are actually more like, have more depth to them, And so sometimes, I come across an idea like this one that I just mentioned where I'm like, okay, this is something that I'm motivated to do today. So I did find an audio version of the Quran. I have read it before in high school. I read it from the library, like with a physical copy of a book, and I liked it. I didn't fully understand it. I was mostly just, I thought it was super cool that it had like Arabic, because I'm like a nerd about like languages and cultures and stuff. So that was kind of what attracted me. And because the friends that I know were like super, they left a good impression on me. So I was really kind of like interested in the religion because of how I felt from being around them so much. And so they just left a good impression on me. The whole religion has left a good impression on me. First-hand experience. I haven't had like bad experiences with it. I know there is a prejudice in the land regarding Islam, but I've never first-hand experienced anything that's made me worry, in all honesty. But we'll get more into that. I gotta go pick up this order. King's Hawaiian, 6 items, more than usual. Let's see what they're ordering. 2 French toasts, coffee cake, mochi donut, fried rice, Havana Square. Hey, they ordered a lot of stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna go get this order, and then I'm gonna deliver it. And meanwhile, I might be listening to some Quran while I'm driving around. I mean, that's not the best way to do things, but I know myself. It's like if I sit home and I listen to stuff, I'm going to just kind of doze off to it. And I'm, but if it's 600 pages worth, and I already found a playlist, and it's, each one is, a few of them are a little over an hour each one, and then there's a lot of segments that are like 40 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. And it's broken up. I mean, if it's just part of the tradition, I'm not gonna fast, but I feel like I could do that part. I can listen while I'm driving, and listen while I'm sitting around, and listen while I'm at the gym, and just see how it feels, and see what comes of it. And just as an experience, I mean, for me, life is about, having different experiences, and within my own comfort zone. I'm not pushing myself too much. I'm not like relearning Arabic or anything. I did learn some of the letters before, but not a lot of them. And I did post I did make this report from this old National Geographic back when I was in like junior high, about this Nike Air design that looked like the name Allah in Arabic. If I still have that, because I kind of stole it from the school when I was a kid, if I still have it, I'll try to take a picture. I feel bad saying that, but I think I did, because it had some other Hebrew stuff in there, and it had some stuff like some scribes writing some stuff, and I was like, I want this magazine, and I think I stole it from the school. It wasn't mine, and I think I took it. But let me go and get this order. I'm going to record this I will record another part where I'm talking about my experiences with Islam and Muslims in general, just more direct experiences. And I'm going to get going on this order. All right, thanks for listening.